Hello and welcome to the first tutorial on my new Ferrell Productions YouTube channel. So first off, I want to give a shout out to thank you all for checking out the new YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It really helps us out. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this quick but crucial tutorial. This is a very simple tutorial. It's very basic. But it's got a lot of tools in here, and it's really going to spice up your videos. So what are we going to be talking about? Well, color correction and lighting. It is a very crucial part in the film industry, and it really makes your videos more professional looking by far. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that you understand how to navigate through Adobe After Effects, and you can go ahead and create a new composition and slide in the video that you want. I'm going to be using this. If you've already seen, oops, why is this? Ugh. Sorry about that. Okay, my computer just glitched up for a second. Hopefully we won't have any more issues. Anyways, so as you might recall this clip from the trailer, it's a really cool clip, a really menacing look, and that's what we're going to be using in this tutorial. Now, one thing I want to go ahead and say before we jump in, whenever you are creating a shot, you want to have it inside of your mind first. You want to go ahead and think things through before you even begin filming. The idea is you want to do as much as you can outside of After Effects and in the real world, and then just do whatever you have to in After Effects. So go ahead and think about your lighting, think about how everything's composite, make sure that all your reflections and everything's looking good. As you can see, I messed up a little bit, and right here you can kind of see the tripod, but you know, I'm not too worried about that. This is a tutorial, and I'm not going to be worrying about little things like that. So let's go ahead and jump in and spice things up. Now you can go ahead and do color corrections by just clicking on the layer you want and click effect. Everything's okay. Click effect and click on your color correction and pick whatever you want. But I don't like this because if you start adding new layers, it's gonna not have very much congruency between the layers. So what I like to do is go ahead and click Layer, New, and add in a new adjustment layer. So now everything that is under this adjustment layer, say lens flares, we'll get into that at the end of the tutorial, and it basically makes everything do the same thing. Alright, so now that you have your adjustment layer, just go ahead and click on it if you haven't already. And we're going to go ahead and click on Effect. Okay. Click on Effect. Sorry, I'm using a cheaper Cam Studio thing for recording. It's not as good as Fraps. I can't get it to work for some reason on After Effects, so bear with me with that, please. Alright, so go on to After Effects and go on to color correction. Now, when you go on to color correction, there is a whole lot of different options. And really, the only way to go through this is just to go one by one and figure out what they do and kind of mess around and see what you like. But I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of the main ones in this tutorial. So go ahead and click on Curves. I really like the curves adjustment. It's really easy to use. So the way you use this is it's like a graph, and go ahead and click on it somewhere towards the middle, and you can go ahead and start playing around with it. And as you can see, you can go way too much. But that's After Effects. They allow you to do whatever you want. Now I want this to be a little bit brighter, so I'm going to just bring it up just a touch. Something about like that, you know, just not too much, just a little bit of brightness to kind of soften up the picture a little bit. Now you can add in a second point on this and like say right here, and what you're doing is you're adding more contrast. So now as you can see, there's a lot more contrast with it, and it basically livens up the film, and it looks a lot more softened, if you will. And again, my computer's kind of glitching up. Anyways, so what I like to do is, this is kind of the main part. This is kind of the most focal part of the clip, and I like to just keep it on this frame and just kind of edit around that, and then we'll make a few adjustments later on, but just kind of keep it on this frame for right now. That's just what I like to do. You don't have to do that. Now with this curves adjustment, you can do a lot of different things. You can click on red and you can bring up the red and warm it up a little bit, or bring the red down a little bit. Oops. This computer thing. Okay. Bring it down a little bit, and as you can see, it makes it more of a cooler color. Now, I kind of want a little cooler, in my opinion, and I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit. You know, just add a little bit of blue hue to it. But whenever I do blue, I like to add in a little bit of green, and you can come in here and say if this is going to work for me. Okay. Sorry about this, folks. And bring up the green just a touch, you know. That just, I mean, it's really little, minuscule, but as you can see, it's really really livens it up quite a bit and adds a whole new feel to it. As you can see, you can't really see with the adjustment layer off, you can't really see all this detail on his mask, but once you have the adjustment layer on, because of the glow and the lightened up, as you can see, it looks, you can actually see everything a lot better. And I am again very sorry about this. I'm going to get this all fixed so we don't have any more issues on these tutorials. But let's go ahead and keep going and push through. So this is looking great, but it's still missing some stuff. So let's go ahead and click on Effect, and this is going to be more in the lighting rather than the color. If it's going to let me go on. Okay, go under Stylize. Again, there's a lot of different Stylize. Most of this you're not really going to use, in my opinion. You really want to go through these and see what all these do, but really the only one that you're going to be using on a lot, sorry, can't talk today, is the glow. So go ahead and click on glow. Now, first off, this looks pretty cool. Normally when you go ahead and put it in, it doesn't look very cool, but this actually does look pretty cool, but of course this is a little too much. So let's go ahead and scroll down to our glow, and what you want to do is on the glow operation, you want to click on screen. It just makes things a lot better. So if you do screen, now this is where you can do all your adjustments for the glow. Is going to be, you can bump up the threshold, and you know, I like to bump up the radius quite a bit. You know, it softens everything up a lot. See how it looks a lot better that way already? And you know what, I really like that. Now there's a lot more things you can do, like you can do glow intensity and kind of mess around, but I really like how it looks just right there. Now you can change the different color phase. Okay, come on, computer. Okay, and you know, it adds a little bit of hues to it. You don't really see it very much on this, however, you know, it adds a little feel to it, if that makes sense. So, okay, and this basically increases this. I'm not gonna get into all the details here, especially with my computer acting up on me. I hate it when this happens. I am very, very sorry for this. Anyway, so that's looking really good. And that's really ends the tutorial on the color correction and the lighting part. Now, of course, there's a lot more that you can do, and you can obviously see the difference between the two. This looks way better with the adjustment layer on. There's a lot more that you can do. It's really just kind of just messing around and seeing what you like and what you don't like. The biggest tip that I can give you is go ahead and figure out the theme, the mood that you want. You really want to set the mood. That's what the color is going to do on your movie or your film. Now, for those of you who have downloaded the Video Copilot Optical Flares pack, it is a fantastic product, and I definitely encourage you to get it. It is fantastic. Now, let me go ahead and show you how this works. I'm going to give you a very basic idea of how this works. It's really awesome. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stick around. It's really, really cool. So we're going to bring this down into the below the adjustment layer. You don't have to. I mean, you can kind of mess around if you want to. And we're going to click on Add. Okay, so you don't see anything. I just created a new solid, and now I clicked on Add, and you don't see anything. But now we're going to go down to Effect, Video Copilot, Optical Flares. And now we already have an optical flare on here, and if we turn this off, if we turn off the video itself, we can see this awesome optical flare, and right where it's at in this, it actually looks really cool. It looks like the sun kind of blended out, but you can of course move it around to, you know, wherever you want, and you can animate it with all these different options right here. I like it where it is right now. It looks pretty cool. Actually, just like this is perfect in my opinion. But if you want to do your own adjustments, which I definitely suggest you to do your own adjustments and not just keep it at the default every time, and just click on options, and this little viewer will come up and you can get a little view and see what everything looks like. And basically the way you can do is you can go to your presets browser, which isn't working for me, but you could go to presets browser, or you can create it on your own, and we'll go ahead and just create our own optical flare. So I'll add a glow. I like glows. I think all optical flares should have glows, but that's just my opinion. A multi-iris gives a really cool dynamic feel to it. And I like streaks. It really is more modern looking, and it really adds a lot. You can add a shimmer, or you can add a glimmer. There is a difference. I'm not sure if you can see the difference. Okay, shimmer, glimmer. Oops, glint, not glimmer. Anyways, put them two together, and voila, you have this really cool effect. Now, you can do basically any type of adjustment that you want, and you can even change the color by going to color 1, and we're gonna go to blue and make it a nice little kind of blue, almost cyan looking color. And we'll go on to this and do about the same color. I mean, you don't have to be perfect when it comes to optical flares, because everything kind of goes together, all comes together. Now we're gonna click OK, because that looks pretty cool, and I want to keep that. And my computer is being slow again. Click OK. And wow, that is way too bright. So we can come on here, instead of going into the options, we can just click on the brightness. And brightness and scale really do the same thing. You don't really have to worry about the difference between the two. It's more of a technical difference between, you know, they do the exact same thing. So what I like to do is I just like to leave the scale on 100 and then just mess around with the brightness. That looks really, really nice. And now that that is done, we can take a look at this, and you can obviously tell the difference. This is before, added this in, and now in our color correction, and look at how much nicer that looks. Thanks again for watching this tutorial. I know there was a few technical difficulties. I'm going to get that all sorted out so you don't have to worry about that. And thanks again for watching. Click subscribe for more tutorials and awesome videos. Peace out, everybody.